Indian consumer. Hey consumers, it's me Prasad with Pathak, your Indian consumer, back with another video. And today we are doing an in-depth camera test of the OnePlus 3, which is the fourth device by the brand OnePlus, priced at around 28,000 rupees. Now it sports a 16 megapixel rear shooter and a 8 megapixel front facing one. Both the cameras have a 2.0 aperture. So the camera can be started by a smart gesture like this. You can draw a O on the screen and it will start immediately. Or you can even double tap the fingerprint scanner this way to start the camera. Let's take a look at the camera interface now. So you will find all these options in the camera menu: time lapse, slow motion, photo, video, the manual mode and the panorama. The slow motion video capture is available on this device in the 720p HD option and it records at 120 frames per second. In the photo menu, you get the options of various aspect ratios. You can even turn on the HDR mode, but sadly the HDR mode is not available for the front-facing camera. Speaking of video capture, you can capture video at 720p, 1080p and 4K too. So it is a good thing to find 4K video recording on this device. This device also comes with a manual mode option where you can adjust the focus as you see here. You can even adjust the shutter speed, the white balance and even the ISO. So you can play with these options and try your hand at the professional mode to capture some brilliant pictures. Let me now try and capture an image. So you can see you can tap anywhere on the screen to focus and you can use this dedicated button to take pictures. The shutter speed on this device is remarkably fast and as you saw there, it took snaps really quickly. This picture is clicked in relatively moderate lighting conditions indoor. You can swipe right to get back to the camera interface. You can swipe up and down to switch between all the modes in the camera setting. You can swipe right to pull out the camera menu. And that's about it. Now let's start the front camera. So there you see I've started the front camera. The front camera does come with a beauty mode option. It also comes with the option of face and smile detection. So I've activated the smile detection and there you see it will continuously take selfies if you keep on smiling in front of the camera. So that is a good thing for all you selfie lovers out there. Let's now quickly check out the picture that I took. Here is the picture. Let's see it more clearly. So this is a sample picture using the front camera and it is in moderate lighting conditions. This is another one. In this picture we did have incident light on our face and it did turn out good. This one is in outdoor lighting conditions in bright sunlight. Another one outdoors. Another one with the 16:9 aspect ratio. And here you can find the bumped up exposure. Now let's check out a front camera video sample. So right now I'm outdoors recording a 1080p full HD sample using the front camera of the OnePlus 3 and the weather is a bit cloudy. So I'll just pan around and show you the exposure adjustment. Now let's check out some of the samples that we clicked using the rear camera. The rear 16 megapixel shooter does tend to take really sharp images. So I'll just zoom in on this picture to show you the sharpness. And there you see I've zoomed in quite a bit on this image, still you're able to see the image very clearly. I'll quickly show you the original one, here it is. Let's check out some of the macro shots that we took. This camera comes with a 1x2.8 inch image sensor and the sensor seems to do a decent job. Most of the shots that we took using the rear camera outside in the bright sunlight did turn out really nice. You can see nice color reproduction here, even the dynamic range is maintained brilliantly. Now this one is a normal shot and now I'll be showing you a HDR sample. So this is a HDR sample. So the HDR mode not only just increases the contrast but it also highlights the dark portions, making the overall image look really good. Another macro sample which will give you an idea of the depth of field this camera offers. So till now we are really impressed with both the cameras, but let's see how they perform in low lighting conditions. So this picture is shot indoors in really low lighting conditions. And this one with the flash on. So one complaint that we have with this device is the performance of the flash. We did not like the performance of the flash that much. It strictly gives a average to below average performance, as you can see in this picture as well. And the front camera does not have a flash if you're wondering. Now this picture is again in low lighting conditions and I took another shot by zooming in completely. So let's take a look at that one. So the overall camera's performance in low light without considering the flash is really impressive. Right now I'm outdoors, the weather is a bit cloudy and I'm testing the rear camera of the OnePlus 3, recording in full HD 1080p. So it has a continuous autofocus and you can even tap to focus. And you see the continuous autofocus also seems to work pretty nicely. We found that the exposure adjustment on this camera is also very smooth. As you can see in this sample, when I move to the darker areas, the exposure tends to switch really quickly. I'll show it to you here with another sample. So there you see, the rear camera also provides optical image stabilization. Let's check out the image stabilization of this camera. So I'm walking right now. The image stabilization does tend to work good on this device. However, the front facing camera does not provide the image stabilization option. Now let's take a look at the 120 fps slow motion sample. So the slow motion sample also seems good. Again, the front facing camera does not allow you to shoot a slow motion video. If I have to conclude, I'll say that the rear camera does manage to impress us. It can take some really brilliant pictures. The continuous autofocus sensor is also very nice. The transitions of the focus are really smooth and fast. The low light performance of the rear camera is again impressive. It can take some brilliant HDR pictures as well. However, the front camera lacks a HDR mode. Image stabilization and the slow motion option is also not available on the front camera. But we have to say that the 8 megapixel shooter does manage to take some really nice selfies, and you won't be disappointed if you compare them with other cell phones in the same budget. The 16 megapixel rear shooter is definitely one of the highlights on this device. It captures pictures with really vibrant colors, deep contrast levels, and maintains a good dynamic range. Moreover, the manual mode is something to look forward to if you're planning on buying this device. In a nutshell, the camera does complete justice with the 28,000 rupees price tag. Well, that was it from mine for today. If you want to buy this device, like always, the link will be below in the description. If this was the first time you were watching my video, do hop onto my channel, check out what I do. I make videos on all Indian consumer goods and services. So if you like my channel, do subscribe and be a part of the Indian consumer family. Remember to serve before you swipe, and if you don't need, you don't buy. This was Prasad with Pathak, your Indian consumer, signing off. And I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.